All right, we're gonna do it now. Mindful breathing during sex and intimacy.
The sex talk.
Breathing is what gets us out of our head and into our body. So I'm going to review some of the breathing techniques we've already sort of talked about before. In the last video, I talked about the four square breathing, which is inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. You can just visualize the box. Another breathing is the 4-7-8 breathing technique. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, exhale for 8. So these might seem weird, you're in the moment, you're having a sex moment, and what, are you gonna stop and breathe? The more you do this on your own, the easier it's gonna become during sexual situations, out somewhere where you're about to meet someone, during dating, when you're laying in bed at night and you're just stressed out thinking about something. Breathing tells our nervous system that nothing's wrong. Basically, and I went over this in another video, but I'll remind you again. Basically, when our thoughts are racing, a lot of times our heart rate has raised, right? We've got a raised heart rate, sweaty palms, that sort of thing, butterfly in our stomach. Basically, what's happening is our body thinks we're in danger. And this is something that we've carried over from biologically from more prehistoric times. Our brains and our bodies haven't really caught up. So just to kind of explain it a little bit better, when you experience anxiety, your brain still thinks it could be anxiety from a life or death, a life or death situation, but it's not always. And today, we've sort of confused our emotions, right? Our body only experiences a handful of emotions, right? We only experience somewhere between 6 and 7 core emotions: anxiety, fear, happiness, sadness, and so on. So there's about 7 of them that we experience over and over and over and over. But our brain really starts to believe that this anxiety is the same thing as that anxiety. And this anxiety must mean that I'm in a life or death situation like that time. So we're constantly recycling these emotions, but our brain isn't saying, no, this anxiety is actually different from this anxiety, because it feels the same in our body. Our brain and our body are constantly working together. So in order to sort of reprogram our bodies to understand what our brain already knows, is we have to train them sort of simultaneously. And breathing is the way that we do that. Breathing is the way that we connect our mind to our body. Over time, you're going to be doing all of these worksheets in this course. You're doing all this journaling now because you're trying to get to the root of these problems. But sometimes it just helps to breathe. Sometimes if we don't integrate the breathing with all this work, we're doing all of this work up in our head and it's not connecting ourselves to our body. So this really quick video is about helping you get back into your body through mindful breath and mindful breathing. Mindfulness is huge right now. If you Google mindfulness anywhere on the internet, you will find a plethora. There's guided meditations that I love. There are lots of free meditation workshops and mindfulness workshops. There's this place in Los Angeles that I went, and you just go and lay down for 40 minutes in this room, in this very peaceful room. You do nothing else but laying down. The idea is to slow down. Let your body relax. Let your stomach completely hang out and breathe. It's really important to let go of your stomach too. I say this a lot, and I think I forgot to say it. As we hold a lot of tension in our belly, and we've been trained from a long time to suck in that belly. It's going to help you get these tight abdomen muscles. We've got to have those tight muscles. Well, they don't actually help us when it comes to mindfulness. So be mindful, let your stomach relax, breathe, pay attention to what emotions come up when you're breathing, and just notice them. Just notice them, let them pass. Think about the first person that comes to your mind. Who is it? When you're breathing, these will sort of give you keys to note how you're really truly feeling. And most of the time, anxiety is a cover-up for something. Probably sadness, probably fear. Something really bad happened to you before and your body's responding. So trauma. And self DIY therapy course, so you are going to get a lot of insight as to where all of this stuff came from. Integrating the work that you do really requires a lot of mindfulness and breathing. So this will get you one step closer to feeling a lot better. See you on the next one. Bye.
The Sex Talk.